Hi guys, today I'm going to tell you about how I recreated the race scene from the first Fast and Furious movie. This was an incredibly ambitious project and probably one of the toughest I've ever attempted in Blender. Now, the Fast and the Furious. I absolutely love this movie. It's got everything. Amazing cars, great racing, and a fun story with fantastic characters. So where do you start on a project like this? Firstly, I watched the race scene a bunch of times to get a feel for the elements that I wanted to take from it. There are a ton of little details that you notice, such as the girls running across the road to paint the start line, and this great focus pulling shot of the drivers' faces. These little touches will really add to the animation. So I started by creating the cars. Now, I'm not super talented at modelling, and this wasn't intended to be an exact recreation of the cars, but more like a tribute. So I found some cars in Blender Kit and from within the transportation add-on that I thought looked like a good fit. I'll link to all the add-ons I used in the description below so you can have a look yourself. I traced the graphic from the side of Brian's car. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I think it might be some sort of eagle. Then I worked through each car, customizing the paint finish and adding a spoiler until I was happy with them. Back in Blender, I started blocking out the street scene. This was a really fun part for me as it brought all the elements together. The street is very wide in the movie, so I just eyeballed the distances using the cars as a basic reference for size. The crowd was massively important to the scene and would have been impossible for me to model and animate myself. So I got really excited when the population add-on came out, as it was just perfect for this scene. It's so easy. You define the plane where you want the crowd to appear, then choose some character models and actions for them, and everything else is automatic. And it adds a ton of realism and interest to the scene. To get the road texture to look a bit more patchy and old, I used a Voronoi texture to add some colour variation in the rectangular patches. This help breaks up the repeating pattern and adds variety to the road material. The girl running animation came from Mixamo, whilst I animated the line drawing on with a shape key. I also added some little details like this steam vent to add some extra realism. Lighting this shot was a big challenge for me. Even though the scene is quite dark, there are a ton of lights in it. The street lamps, the headlights from the cars. I wanted it to remain dark, but the cars still needed to stand out. So I ended up using two huge area lights just to pick out the road. Then I added a bright orange area light at the side of the scene to pick out the crowd and add some additional interest in the foreground. It also makes it look like there's something going on at the side of the camera. Don't be scared to alter the lighting for each scene. For this scene with the cars going by, I added a backlight to the crowd to put them in shadow and focus the main lighting on the cars to make sure they are the centre of attention. I rendered the scene with cycles, adding a simple colour grade in the compositor with the colour balance node, and using the glare node to add a bit of flare around the point lights. However, after I rendered the scene, I got this flickering effect with the headlights down the road. I tried loads of things to solve this, from bigger headlights to more samples, but I just couldn't solve it. Then I had the brainwave to render in Eevee, and I intended to mask out the headlights and join the two renders together. However, after I rendered the scene in Eevee, it looked so good, I decided to render the entire project in Eevee. The two main characters were really important. I used Character Creator to design my versions of Brian and Dom, inspired by the movie. I created a basic face animation in iClone and then imported them back into Blender. I used these models in this focus racking shot. This is really easy to set up. I just animated the camera focus point to go from Brian to Dom, which was really effective. Adding a touch of camera shape to the camera helps sell this as a handheld shot. By the way, if you're new here, then I'm Leo from MediaWay. My channel specialises in short, easy to follow Blender tutorials, mostly related to car animations. Once all the shots were rendered out, I used Final Cut Pro to bring everything together. Sound was really important for this scene, as it was a blend of crowd noise, engine noise and music to bring everything to life. Artlist.io is my go-to for this. They have everything from sound effects to really high quality music tracks, and it's quick and easy to find what you're looking for. I edited the animation and sound together, sometimes trimming some of my renders to make the edit a bit snappier. Don't be afraid to cut out some of your shots. Not everything works in the edit, and you need to be brutal to get the best results. I was so pleased with the final result. Let's take one final look now that you know how it all fits together. See you in the next video.